Hello fellow gamers, my name is Neverwho and I wanna welcome you to the Gameperial channel and to this particular show, where we're gonna take a look at different games and find out if they are worth your money and time. And this time we are going to take a look at Smite. So Smite is a relatively new free-to-play MOBA game that is being developed by Hi-Res Studios. Those guys brought you Tribes of Sand, by the way. And Smite is currently in open beta status, which means that you can download and play the game right now. But why? Why would you want to play Smite when there are Dota 2, League of Legends and Heroes of New Earth on the market, right? Well, that's hell of a good question, folks, so let's try to find out why, shall we? Okay, first thing that might make you interested in Smite is actually the theme of the game. Do you like mythology? Because if you do, good for you. Because in Smite, instead of your ordinary heroes, summoners, champions, or whatever the hell you wanna call them, you play as actual gods. There are 7 pantheons and 38 gods in the game so far, and about every 2 weeks, Hi-Res adds a new god to the existing pool. Another cool thing about Smite is, surprisingly enough, matchmaking system. You see those timers? They represent the time left before match starts, so you know exactly when your match gonna start, and you don't have to sit in front of your monitor and wait till match pops up. Isn't it cool? I think it is. And while we are at this screen, let's talk about game modes Smite has to offer. So, first game mode we're gonna take a look at is called Arena, and it's basically 5 vs 5 deathmatch on a small oval-shaped map with no towers or lanes whatsoever. In order to win in this mode, you need to reduce enemy team's ticket pool to 0 by killing enemy creeps or actual players. All heroes start at level 3 in this mode, and this mode is basically one permanent giant teamfight, so it's pretty intense and fun. Average game time is about 15 minutes. So you've already noticed that Smite is actually MOBA in third-person perspective, and that's the main feature of the game actually. But how does it affect gameplay? Well, we're gonna discuss it while taking a look at the next game mode called Conquest. So Conquest is your standard 3-lane game mode that is very similar to all other MOBAs. It has map with 3 lanes, towers, creep waves, jungle, Roshan, and all the other familiar stuff. Average game time of this mode is about 40 minutes. And now it's time to find out how does third-person perspective affect the gameplay. First of all, your field of view is pretty limited in Smite. You can see only what's happening in front of you, so it opens way more opportunities for ganks. And in order to avoid ganks, first thing you need to get used to is to pay attention to sound, pretty much like in any competitive FPS like Counter-Strike. Also, due to a very limited field of view and no way of scrolling through the entire map, communications plays even more important role in Smite than in any other MOBA. So, it looks like it's pretty hard to achieve a good team cooperation without using any kind of voice-over software like TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, or whatever. But actually it's not, thanks to voice command system that Smite has. It's a very easy to use but still very powerful tool. And with this tool you can inform your team about almost every important thing that is happening in the game. Something like, "I'm the greatest." But come on, let me show you what you can actually do with this system. So yeah, that is one of the best in-game voice command systems that I've ever used. Another difference from all other MOBAs is actually combat system of the game. All your abilities, including auto-attack, are skill shots, so they gotta be aimed. Another thing is actually that you don't really need to last-hit minions or creeps or whatever to gain gold and experience, but last-hitting gives you a little bit more, so Smite focuses more on PvP aspect of the game rather than farm, but farm is still pretty important. Okay, back to game modes now. Next game mode is called Domination, and it is very similar to League of Legends Dominion mode. It's pretty much capture and hold the point. There are 3 lanes on the map, each one has a point in it, and your goal is to capture as much points as you can and hold them as long as you can. Average game time of this mode is about 20 minutes. Another game mode is called Assault, and it is basically ARAM, which stands for All Random, All Mid. So, at the start of the match, a random god is assigned to you. There is only 1 lane on the map with towers, creep waves, but there is no jungle. Also, you can go back to base to regenerate your HP or mana, so the only time you can buy items is when you're actually dead. This mode is actually a great way to learn different characters and how well do they do in team fights, because 90% of Assault is a giant team fight. Although this game mode can be quite frustrating to play because of randomness of team compositions, it's a ton of fun if you don't take it too serious. Next game mode we're gonna take a look at is called Joust. Basically it's Conquest, but with only one lane and smaller teams. It's 1 versus 1 or 3 versus 3. So this mode has all the features of Conquest, such as towers, creep waves, jungle, but it doesn't have Fire Giant, which is also known as Roshan in Dota. And the last, but not the least game mode is called Match of the Day. And basically, it's one of the previous game modes, but with custom set of rules. For example, you can start a game with 100,000 gold or something like that. And that set of rules changes every day. So it's a great mode if you are bored of all other game modes and want to have just some random fun. Now let's take a look at item system of the game. In Smite, all items consist of 3 tiers. First 2 tiers just give you basic stats, and third tier adds some kind of special passive ability. So in Smite, you don't really want to stack basic stats, instead you want to complete the item to get that benefit from tier 3. Sometimes tier 3 of items is divided into different items, which you can choose according to your likings. Now it is time to take a look at business model of the game. And as I've already mentioned, Smite is free-to-play game, so indeed it has microtransaction system. And this system is very similar to League of Legends one. There are 2 types of currency in Smite. First one is called favor, and you gain it in-game by simply playing the game, and you can buy gods and skin recolors for them with this currency. Second currency is called gems, and it's actually currency you buy with cash. Gems allow you to buy gods, skin recolors, premium skins and voice packs. So premium skin is a full rework of character look, animations including ability animations and sounds. And voice packs make other people hear your voice commands in voice of the god you are currently playing. And important thing to mention, that there are no experience boosters or anything like that whatsoever in Smite. And as for me, I think it's pretty good. And also, as any other MOBA, Smite has weekly rotation of free gods, but if you want to get all Smite gods current and future just at once, you can pay $30 for Ultimate Gods Pack. And this is a pretty amazing deal, guys. So, Smite looks pretty good, right? But of course, game is not perfect and has some problems. Like, it's not very well optimized, it does not introduce a lot of new mechanics, so you'll find a lot of similar skills to other MOBAs. And also, of course, it has some minor balance issues. And what about Smite as an esport discipline? Well, Smite has fully featured spectator mode, replay feature and built-in Twitch streaming software, so all necessary tools for becoming a popular esport discipline are there. Also, there are weekly official and community-driven tourneys taking place. So competitive players, get your team together and go kick some celestial asses. Okay, now it is time to decide if Smite is worth your time and money. And I say, yes, hell yes it is. I mean, come on folks, even if you don't like the game, you don't have to pay anything for that. So go and try it out. All the links gonna be in the description below. That's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any questions, suggestions or anything else, feel free to leave it in comment section below or tweet it to us. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.